Hi, welcome back to our channel. This is Grace and this is Zoe. We're coming to you from 16 weeks. So proud. Today we wanted to chat about leaving the house with your baby or being out and about with your baby. And this was really important to me because I was getting such bad cabin fever 1 month postpartum. So I was determined to figure out the most functional and effortless way on how to leave the house with the baby. Let's get to it. Pro tip number 1 is to consider realistically what you'll actually need within the time frame of which you'll be gone. At first, I used to literally bring her entire nursery with me, including
diapers, wet wipes, changing pad,
nursing cover, extra onesie, bottles of milk, pacifier, bibs, burp cloths, all inside her diaper bag, on top of the stroller and the infant car seat.
And that is just too much stuff to be lugging around all the time. If you're just making a quick Target run and will only be out of the house for a max of 1 to 1.5 hours, you likely won't need those extra 4 diapers and 2 bottles of milk. Whereas if you know you'll be out for a full day hiking or something, then those extra diapers may actually come into play. I've pretty much gotten it down to a science on how to be out of the house while lugging the least amount of items for the baby. We've even forgotten the stroller at this point. This tiny little handbag is all I ever bring whenever I leave the house with the baby, and I only ever need to bring 6 critical items with me. Critical item number 1, obviously, diapers. If your baby is a super pooper, this may not be very realistic to you, but we change Zoe about every 3 to 4 hours. And since you never know when that dump of the day is gonna come, I throw in 1 extra diaper just in case. If I'm gonna be out of the house for less than 3 hours, then I bring 2 diapers. If 6 hours or less, then 3 diapers. And if 8 hours more, then I bring 4 diapers. I usually don't leave the house for more than 10 hours because that's really rough on the napping schedule and very tiring on me. Critical item number 2 is my nursing cover. I always bring my nursing cover around so I can feed on demand and on command. I really bring my nursing cover around so I can avoid bringing bottles of milk. And I know this may not be a possibility for everyone, especially for moms who are not breastfeeding or moms who don't have enough supply. But if you're breastfeeding and your supply has pretty much regulated to your baby's needs, I encourage you to try to go out without bringing any bottles of milk. It literally takes a load off of you and even gives your baby more opportunities to bond with you. Critical item number 3, wet wipes. We've started to bring these tiny little packs around instead of these huge ones we used to bring. Because again, realistically, you're not gonna go through 30 wipes while you're out, but you just might go through 10. This way you're covered and you're not adding more weight to your go bag. Critical item number 4, a tiny bib or a square burp cloth. Babies drool all the time and you don't want to keep using wet wipes because that will dry out their skin. So I always make sure that I have something on hand to wipe her with in case she burps, drools, or spits up. Critical item number 5 is this puppy pad. Diaper pads are just too big and bulky to be bringing around. So I just bring one of these puppy pads that can be folded very small and thinly, and most of the time can even be reused if it didn't get dirty. Critical item number 6 is just 1 extra onesie. This is really all you'll ever need because if she does end up having an explosion, the mess really only gets on the piece of clothing that is directly in contact with the skin. And that is all I really ever bring, plus her carrier, but I'm really wearing that so it doesn't feel like an extra piece of item. I've survived on just having these 6 items with me while going out to eat, working at a coffee shop, buying bubble tea, shopping at malls, attending a wedding, and even exploring new places. It's really freeing to travel light. I really suggest you try it out. Pro tip number 2 is to add 1 whole hour to however long it used to take you to get ready to get out of the house. If it used to take you 15 minutes to get ready, then now you have to start getting ready 1 hour and 15 before you leave. If it used to take you 1 hour to get ready, then now you'll need 2 hours. For that extra 1 hour, I suggest you always get in the habit of 1, changing your baby, and 2, feeding your baby before you leave the house, so to make your time outside of the house a lot easier. This way you'll leave the house with a clean and full baby that will hopefully fuss a lot less when you're out. You'll also need a lot of time to dress the baby and maybe even redress yourself in case the baby spits up on you after the feeding, which happens a lot. Pro tip number 3 is for while you're out and about, and that is to pass the baby. Trust me, you've done enough work just getting this baby ready to go outside. So let whoever you're meeting up with hold them. And most likely your family and friends will be fighting over who gets to hold this delicious piece of and let this mama get a break. Pro tip number 4 is also for while you're out, and that is to address the actual symptom rather than pacify them temporarily. Some of you guys might have wondered, how come she didn't mention the pacifier? Why is that not in my go bag? That's not because I'm against the pacifier. I'm not concerned about nipple confusion or anything. It's simply because I want to bring as little stuff with me as possible while I'm out and about with the baby. So if the baby is fussing or crying uncontrollably while we're out, it's either because A, they're hungry, B, they're wet or dirty, and C, they're tired. So instead of wasting time on the pacifier, either feed them, change them, or rock them to sleep. This, I promise you, will save you so much time. Pro tip number 5 is to not be afraid to do some experiment and try and error on your own. Everybody starts somewhere, and I definitely did not start here. Trust me, I was late the first 5 times of leaving the house with the baby. Oh my gosh. Also, if you're the person meeting up with that new parent, please do not be late. Seriously, they have put up with enough just trying to get there on time to meet with you, so please respect that effort and be there on time. Anyways, those are all my tips and tricks on how to leave the house with a baby. I hope they were helpful, and please leave a comment down below if you have any other tips and tricks that I didn't mention in here. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.